back again. We gotta get back into this division winners or predicting the divisions for this upcoming NBA season. I know I took a few days off, but 2K, NBA 2K released a trailer for my team, and they also released a blog with all the information on the game coming up this year. So I kind of lost my mind a little bit, and was off doing that on my other channel. Sorry, I'm back. But if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description. Check out my other channel anyway, even if you're not interested. So we left off in the East, Southeast Division. I'm gonna go with the Washington Wizards. I like the moves they made in the offseason, picking up Dwight Howard, Jeff Green, to go with Bradley Beal, John Wall. They got a pretty good bench. Kelly Oubre, Ty Lawson. They also have Otto Porter Jr. still. So I think they're a deep team, talented. I think Howard is going to make a huge difference for them in the half court. So I think he's definitely a huge upgrade over Gortat. So they should be able to make some noise in the East this year, but I got them winning the Southeast. Coming in second, this it was a little tough. Not really, but Miami. We know they hold their hat on defense. That's what their team is built on. They have a lot of athletic wings that really aren't super talented, but they, like I said, they're athletic. They play defense. And also, a couple keys for them is going to be Dwayne Wade, whether or not he decides to come back or they decide to bring him back.
Really?
He said if he doesn't play for the Heat, he's going to retire. So that's pretty much the situation with Wade. Whiteside, I think they need to use him more. I think with everybody going small, I think it's affected teams that have big men. Whiteside is definitely a talented big. I just think they didn't use him. I thought in the playoffs, I thought they could have been more effective with him in there instead of Kelly Oubre.
What?
Wait, Kelly Olynyk. I'm sorry, Kelly Olynyk. Yes, Olynyk was making threes, but there was no rim protection, no rebounding. So I think that hurt them, but they made that decision. They stuck with it. It didn't work out because they ended up losing the series, but I think Whiteside can be effective for them if they use him. If not, I think they should probably try to move him, but they just signed him to that big deal a few years ago, so he's got a lot of money on his contract. So I'm not sure what teams are going to be interested in trading for him, but that's the situation with Miami. But I think the way the Southeast stacks up, I think they'll still finish second because the teams below them aren't good enough yet. And speaking of below them, we're going to move on to number 3. Maybe a shocker for some of you, but I like the Atlanta Hawks at number 3. John Collins, Taurean Prince, Trae Young. I like what I saw out of him in the Summer League. Yes, it is just Summer League, but the kid can definitely play. He's got Steph Curry range, and maybe not as deep, as consistent, but he has range out that far. So I thought his decision making was very good. We'll probably get a better feel for him in the preseason because he's playing against NBA ones. So it'll be a little different. He's not playing against, other rookies and journeymen and things like that. So, but I like the Hawks at number 3 because I think those 3 are probably better. Well, they're definitely better than the 2 teams behind them. One of them being the Charlotte Hornets. They traded away Howard. They got Kemba Walker. They signed Tony Parker. I didn't understand that. So for me, maybe they're going to move Kemba.
Bruh.
And they feel like if they still got a point guard and Tony Parker on the roster, they still have Malik Monk, who's a talented second-year player. But they don't have a whole lot of talent on that team, so yeah, I got them finishing 4th in the Southeast. And bringing up the rear, the Orlando Magic. not much to say. I mean, they have Aaron Gordon, who they signed to a big contract this offseason. Not a whole lot else. Like, they really don't have a lot. You know, they got some decent players, some players that have had some hot nights, some good consistent players for the most part, but not enough talent to really compete for a division title. So I got them coming in last. Then we start in the West, and we're going to start with the Southwest, which may be the most competitive division in basketball this year.
Really?
And with that being said, I got the Houston Rockets finishing first. I think the only question for them would be Carmelo and what's his impact? Is it a positive one or is it a negative one? I think it'll be positive because I think he learned from his experience at OKC. I think Houston, if they're smart, should have watched that situation and not do the same things that OKC did. You can't just make him a spot-up shooter. He has to be a little bit more involved in the offense. And I think he can be effective with the Rockets. So, but I got them as the head of the class of that division. One other factor for the Rockets is going to be the loss of Ariza and Maamute, who were their two best wing defenders. So that's going to play, I think, more of a role than what Carmelo does because I think they're going to get enough scoring. So they got to be able to stop, guard some people. So I think losing those two defenders is going to hurt. Second place, I'm going to go with the San Antonio Spurs.
Bruh.
They traded Kawhi. They did win 50 games. I believe they won 50 last year. Could be wrong, but DeMar DeRozan is now a Spur. You pair him with Aldridge. Then you got a bunch of other really good players. You know, you got Rudy Gay, Pau Gasol, Patty Mills. So you got a bunch of young players outside of Gay and Gasol that they look for. This system is just the Spurs system. They run this system, you know, they shoot threes and they move the ball. So I think the system will fit DeRozan perfectly, actually. So I don't think they're going to miss a beat. I don't think they're a title contender per se, but they definitely will compete for the divisional title. So I have the Spurs coming in second. Number 3, we're going with the Memphis Grizzlies. Health is a major issue for this team. So hopefully Marc Gasol's healthy, Mike Conley's healthy. I think those two being back improves this team dramatically. Then you add in Jaren Jackson Jr., who looks like he's going to be a talented rookie this year. J. Michael Green. They have a few players on that roster that can contribute. So I think with those two all-star level players coming back, I think the Grizzlies will move back up to third in the Southwest. Coming in fourth, I have the New Orleans Hornets. They lost Cousins in the offseason. They still have Anthony Davis, obviously, and Drew Holiday, but not a whole lot after that. They did sign Jahlil Okafor in the offseason. I think he'll fit in probably as the starting center. Obviously, he's not going to be DeMarcus Cousins, but I think he'll be effective. You know, they can dump it into it. He's an efficient scorer from the post, so I think he'll fit in pretty good. Davis will be allowed to roam around, play off ball on the defensive end, so I think it'll help them that way, but I don't know if they'll have enough to replicate what they did last year, but we'll see. But I have them finishing fourth in the Southwest. And bringing up the rear, I have the Dallas Mavericks. They have Dennis Smith Jr. They got this heralded rookie, Luka Doncic, and they have DeAndre Jordan. They have talent. I'm not gonna say they don't have talent. They do have talent, but I don't. They're not. To me, they're not as good as the teams above them now. Obviously, Dennis Smith Jr. can make another jump in his second year. Luka Doncic could be really good as a rookie. DeAndre Jordan control the paint for him. So they have a chance to not finish in last place in the division, but I don't think they have enough to compete for, a division title or so. But we'll see. But I have them finishing 5th in the Southwest, and that's gonna do it for today. We'll finish up the last 2 divisions, and don't worry, they're already ready to go, so we'll finish them up. I just have to edit those out, so yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. And like, comment, subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you're notified when I drop videos. I promise I'll get better. Like I said, I was just really going crazy. I was playing Madden and 2K, and so that kind of took my focus away. I apologize, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.